Leave. The word cut through the crystal-lit ballroom like a knife. Joon Hwang sat on the cream sofa, his tattooed hand resting on his knee, his face carved from stone. 8 women in evening gowns stood frozen behind the girl in front of him, their expensive perfume mixed with fear in the air. Nala Osei didn't move. Her fingers twisted together, her simple blouse and skirt looking plain against all the silk and diamonds around her. She swallowed hard. "I said leave," Joon repeated, his voice colder now. Tae Min-ho stood beside him, arms crossed, watching like a hawk. "Please," Nala whispered. "Just 5 minutes. That's all I need." The other women gasped. No one talked back to Joon Hwang. Ever. His dark eyes locked onto hers. Something flickered there, gone before she could name it. He leaned forward slowly, and the room seemed to hold its breath. "You have 3 minutes," he said. "Starting now." The whole thing started 3 weeks ago when Nala arrived in Seoul with nothing but a worn suitcase and her grandmother's Bible. She came to find work, to send money home to Ghana where her sick mother waited. America had been her first choice, but the visa never came through. Korea opened its doors instead. She found a tiny room in Itaewon, the international district where foreigners gathered like scattered seeds. The walls were thin. The heating barely worked. But it was hers, and that meant everything. Her job at the Golden Pearl restaurant paid enough to survive. Barely. She washed dishes, cleaned tables, and smiled at customers who sometimes didn't smile back. The owner, Mrs. Park, was kind but strict. "Work hard, keep your head down, don't cause trouble," she always said. Nala did exactly that. Every morning at 5, she walked to the restaurant through streets that smelled like grilled meat and diesel fuel. Every night at 11, she walked home past drunk businessmen and glowing neon signs. She sent money home twice a month and ate cheap ramen for dinner. She was invisible. Safe. Alone. Until the night Joon Hwang walked into the Golden Pearl restaurant with 5 men in black suits. The entire place went quiet. Forks stopped moving. Conversations died. Mrs. Park's face went white as paper. Nala was wiping down table 7 when she looked up and saw him. Tall, sharp suit, tattoos creeping up his neck like dark vines. His eyes swept the room like he owned it. Maybe he did. "Get the private room ready," Mrs. Park hissed at her. "Now. And don't look at them. Don't talk to them. Just serve and leave." Nala nodded and hurried to the back. Her hands shook as she set the table with the best dishes. She could hear their voices through the wall. Deep. Calm. Dangerous. When she brought the first round of food, she kept her eyes down. Placed the plates gently. Turned to leave. "Wait." The voice froze her. She turned slowly. Joon was looking right at her, his face unreadable. "What's your name?" he asked. The other men stopped eating. The air felt thick. "Nala, sir," she whispered. He stared at her for a long moment, then nodded once. "You can go." She practically ran out of the room. Her heart hammered against her ribs. Mrs. Park grabbed her arm in the kitchen. "Did he say anything to you?" "Just asked my name." Mrs. Park's grip tightened. "Stay away from him, you understand? Joon Hwang is not someone you want to know. He runs half this city. People who cross him disappear." Nala nodded, but something in her chest felt strange. Not fear exactly. Something else. Something she couldn't name. That night, she couldn't sleep. She kept seeing his eyes. Cold but somehow sad. Like winter pressing against a window. The next morning, a black car waited outside her apartment. A man in a suit stepped out. "Miss Osei? Mr. Hwang requests your presence." Her blood turned to ice. "I didn't do anything wrong," she said quickly. "No one said you did. Please get in the car." She thought about running. But where would she go? This was his city. She climbed into the back seat, her whole body shaking. They drove for 20 minutes through parts of Seoul she'd never seen. Wide streets. Tall buildings. Money everywhere. Finally, they stopped at a hotel that looked like a palace. The man led her inside, through a lobby with marble floors and golden elevators, up to the top floor. He opened a door to a huge room filled with people. 8 women in beautiful dresses. Tae-min-ho standing like a guard. And Joon, sitting on that cream sofa, looking at her like she was a puzzle he couldn't solve. "What is this?" Nala asked, her voice small. "My family wants me married," Joon said flatly. "These women are candidates. You are too now. But I don't even know you." "Neither do they." One of the women, tall with perfect makeup, laughed. "Is this a joke? She's not even dressed properly." Joon's eyes cut to her. The woman's smile died. "Everyone leaves," he said. "Except you." He pointed at Nala. The women filed out, whispering and shooting angry looks. Tae-min-ho hesitated but left too. The door clicked shut. Silence filled the space between them. "Why me?" Nala finally asked. Joon stood and walked to the window. His back was to her, hands in his pockets. "You looked at me like I was human," he said quietly. "Everyone else looks at me like I'm a monster." "Are you?" she asked before she could stop herself. He turned. For the first time, something close to a smile touched his lips. Not warm. Just less cold. "Yes," he said. "But maybe not to you." Nala should have been scared. Every smart part of her brain screamed to run. But something in his voice made her stay. "I can't marry you," she said. "I don't even know you." "Then know me." Joon gestured to the chair across from him. "Sit." She sat. Her legs felt like jelly. "I'll make you a deal," he said. "Spend 1 month with me. Dinners. Conversations. Nothing more. At the end, if you still want to leave, you can. I'll give you money for your mother's treatment." Her heart stopped. "How do you know about my mother?" "I know everything about everyone in my city." His eyes softened just a fraction. "She has 6 months. Maybe less. The treatment in America could save her." Tears burned Nala's eyes. "Why would you help me?" "Because I need someone real. Everyone around me wants something. Power. Money. Status. You just want to save your mother. That's honest." She looked at her hands. Rough from dishwasher. Calloused from hard work. Then she looked at him. Behind all that ice, she saw something broken. Something lonely. 1 month, she whispered. "Then I go home." 1 month, he agreed. The first week was strange. Joon sent cars to pick her up every evening. They went to restaurants where 1 meal cost more than her monthly rent. He barely talked. Just watched her with those dark, calculating eyes. Nala tried to make conversation. "Do you have family?" "Dead." "Friends?" "Associates?" "Hobbies?" He almost smiled. "Staying alive." She wanted to scream. This man was a wall. But she'd made a deal. For her mother, she could handle anything. On the 8th night, something changed. They were walking through a night market when a little boy ran past, chasing a puppy. The puppy knocked into Nala, and she laughed, bending down to pet it. When she looked up, Joon was staring at her. "What?" she asked. "You laugh easily," he said. "Even when life is hard." "What else can I do? Crying doesn't change anything." He looked away. "I forgot how to do both." Her chest ached. She stood and touched his arm gently. He flinched like she'd burned him. "When did you forget?" she asked softly. His jaw clenched. "When I was 12. My father was murdered in front of me. I had to become something else to survive." The market noise faded around them. Nala's hand stayed on his arm. "You're still human, Joon. You just forgot." Something cracked in his expression. Just for a second. Then the wall came back up. "We should go," he said. But that night, he held the car door open for her himself. A small thing. But it meant everything. "Before we go further, I need to ask you something. Have you ever watched someone build walls around their heart, brick by brick, because they were hurt too many times?" That's what Joon did. But here's the thing about walls. The right person doesn't need to break them down. They just need to show you it's safe to lower them yourself. If this story is touching something in you, hit that like button. Let me know you're feeling this journey with me. 2 weeks in, Joon started talking. Small things at first. His favorite food. The scar on his hand. Why he hated rain. Nala listened. Really listened. Not because she had to. Because she wanted to understand this complicated, broken man. Why do you push everyone away? She asked one night over tea. Because everyone leaves eventually. Better to be alone by choice than abandoned by circumstance. That's sad, she said simply. That's survival. No. She set down her cup. That's fear dressed up as strength. His eyes flashed. You don't know anything about my life. You're right. I don't. But I know loneliness when I see it. It looks the same in every language, Joon. He stood abruptly and walked to the window. His shoulders were tight. Angry. But when he spoke, his voice was quiet. My mother left when I was 10. Said she couldn't handle this life anymore. My father died 2 years later. My uncle raised me, trained me, then betrayed me. Every person I ever loved either left or died. He turned to face her. So yes, I push people away. It hurts less. Nala stood and walked to him slowly. I'm still here, she said. You're getting paid to be here. The money's for my mother. Being here, that's my choice. For the first time since they met, Joon's mask completely fell. His eyes glistened. His voice broke. Why? Because you're worth knowing, she said simply. The next morning, Tae Min-ho pulled Nala aside. You need to be careful, he warned. Joon is falling for you. And when he falls completely. But his world is dangerous. People will come after you to get to him. I'm not afraid, she lied. You should be. His face was serious. 3 years ago, he had someone he cared about. A woman named Jiyoon. His enemies found out. They killed her to hurt him. He's been ice ever since. Nala's blood went cold. He never told me. He wouldn't. That pain lives in him like a scar that never healed. If you're going to stay, you need to understand what you're risking. That night, she couldn't eat. Couldn't focus. When Joon arrived to pick her up, she just stared at him. What's wrong? He asked. Tell me about Jiyoon. His entire body went rigid. The car felt like a tomb. Who told you? Does it matter? Silence stretched between them like broken glass. Finally, he spoke, his voice hollow. She was innocent. Kind. Like you. I thought I could keep her safe. I was wrong. His hands gripped the steering wheel. They took her because of me. Tortured her. Left her body where I'd find it. A message. Tears streamed down Nala's face. I'm so sorry. Don't be sorry. He looked at her, his eyes haunted. Be smart. Leave before the same thing happens to you. Is that what you want? What I want doesn't matter. What keeps you alive does. She reached across and took his hand. He tried to pull away, but she held firm. I'm not leaving, she said. You're a fool. Maybe. But I'm your fool. Something shifted after that night. Joon stopped pretending he didn't care. He called her every morning. Sent her flowers. Showed up at the restaurant just to walk her home. Mrs. Park pulled her aside one day. That man is dangerous, Nala. I know. Then why are you doing this? Because under all that danger, he's just lonely. And I know what lonely feels like. The month was almost over. 3 days left. Nala should have been planning her departure. Instead, she was falling. Hard. They spent an evening at his penthouse. The city glittered below them like scattered stars. I got the money for your mother's treatment, Joon said quietly. The doctors in America are ready. You can leave tomorrow. Her heart cracked. Tomorrow. That was the deal. 1 month. And what if I don't want to go? He turned to her, his expression unreadable. Don't say that. Why not? Because if you stay, I won't let you go. Ever. And you deserve better than this life. Better than me. Nala stood and walked to him. She placed her hands on his chest, felt his heart racing beneath her palms. What if I don't want better? What if I just want you? Nala. I love you, Joon. I don't know when it happened. Maybe that first night. Maybe yesterday. But it's real. And I'm not running from it. His control shattered. He pulled her close, buried his face in her hair. I love you too, he whispered. God help me, I love you too. They stood there, holding each other like lifelines in a storm. Outside, the world was dangerous. Inside, they were safe. For now. The next morning, everything fell apart. Nala woke to pounding on Joon's door. Tae Min-ho burst in, his face pale. We have a problem. Lee Sang-woo knows about her. Joon's expression went deadly. How? Someone talked. He's demanding a meeting. Tonight. Who's Lee Sang-woo? Nala asked, fear creeping up her spine. My enemy, Joon said flatly. The man who killed Ji-yoon. The room spun. Nala grabbed the counter to steady herself. This is my fault, she whispered. I should have left when you told me to. No. Joon's voice was steel. This is on me. I'll handle it. How? He didn't answer. Just looked at Tae. Get her on a plane. Tonight. I'm not leaving you. Nala shouted. You don't have a choice. He grabbed her shoulders. Do you understand what he'll do to you? What he did to Ji-yoon. I won't watch that again. I can't. Tears poured down her face. So you're just giving up? Sending me away? I'm keeping you alive. His voice broke. That's all that matters. No. She pushed him away. You don't get to make this choice for me. I'm staying. We fight together or not at all. You stubborn, foolish woman. Yes. I'm foolish enough to love you. Deal with it. The anger drained from his face. He pulled her into his arms, holding her so tight she could barely breathe. I can't lose you, he whispered. Then don't. We figure this out. Together. But even as she said it, fear wrapped around her heart like ice. The meeting was set for midnight at an abandoned warehouse. Joon tried everything to make Nala stay behind. She refused. If I'm going to be part of your life, I need to see all of it. Even the dark parts. They drove in silence. Tae followed in another car with 5 armed men. The warehouse loomed ahead, dark and threatening. Lee Sang-woo stood in the center, flanked by his own men. He was older, with gray hair and eyes like a snake. Joon Hwang, he said, smiling. Still collecting pretty things, I see. Joon's hand tightened on Nala's. State your business, Lee. My business is simple. You've been expanding into my territory. I want you to stop. And to ensure your cooperation, I'll be taking your girlfriend as insurance. Over my dead body, Joon said coldly. That can be arranged. Guns came out. Nala's heart hammered. This was it. This was how it ended. But then she stepped forward. Wait, she said loudly. Everyone stared at her. What if there's another way? Her voice shook but held steady. You want territory. Joon wants peace. What if you work together instead of fighting? Lee laughed. And why would I do that? Because war is expensive. People die. Money is lost. But partnership? That's profit for everyone. Joon looked at her like she'd grown a second head. But she kept going. I know business. I've been studying it since I was young. Let me show you the numbers. Give me 1 week. If I can't prove it's more profitable to work together, you can have whatever you want. The warehouse was silent. Lee studied her, his expression calculating. You have courage, girl. I'll give you that. He looked at Joon. 1 week. But if she fails, I take double what I asked for. Agreed. Joon wanted to refuse. She could see it in his eyes. But he also saw her determination. Her belief. Agreed, he said finally. They left the warehouse alive. Barely. In the car, Joon exploded. What were you thinking? You just bet your life on a business proposal. I was thinking I'd rather try than watch you die. She shouted back. I can do this, Joon. Trust me. It's not about trust. It's about keeping you safe. I don't want safe. I want you. And if this is your world, then I'm going to learn to survive in it. He pulled the car over and kissed her. Desperate. Scared. Loving. Don't ever do that again, he whispered against her lips. No promises. Nala spent the next week working like she'd never worked before. She created spreadsheets, analyzed territories, found inefficiencies. Joon watched her in amazement. Where did you learn all this? He asked. My father was a businessman before he died. He taught me everything. I just never had a chance to use it. On the 7th day, they returned to the warehouse. Nala presented her proposal. Lee listened, his expression unreadable. When she finished, silence filled the space. Then Lee smiled. A real smile. You're right. Partnership is smarter. I accept your terms. Relief flooded through her. Joon squeezed her hand so tight it hurt. They left as allies instead of enemies. Now, I need you to do something for me. If this story moved you, if you felt every moment of fear and love and hope, don't just watch and leave. Share this video. Send it to someone who needs to remember that love is worth fighting for. That broken people can heal. That walls can come down. Share it now. Be part of spreading this message. In the car, Joon pulled her close. You saved my life tonight. In more ways than one. We saved each other, she corrected. 6 months later, Nala's mother came to Seoul. Healthy. Smiling. The treatment had worked. She met Joon and studied him carefully. You love my daughter, she said. Not a question. More than anything, he answered. And you'll protect her? With my life. She smiled. Then you have my blessing. The wedding was small. Intimate. Just family and a few trusted friends. As Nala walked down the aisle, she saw Joon's eyes glisten with tears. I never thought I'd feel this again, he whispered when she reached him. You brought me back to life. We brought each other back, she said. The priest said his words. They exchanged rings. And when Joon kissed his bride, the ice that had lived in him for so long finally melted away. As they left the ceremony, Nala turned to the camera. Before you go, I want to say something. This story wasn't just about romance. It was about courage. About choosing love even when it's scary. About seeing the human in the monster. If that resonates with you, if you believe broken people deserve love too, then subscribe. Be part of this community. Let's tell more stories about real love. The messy, scary, beautiful kind. Subscribe now. Don't wait. Years later, they sat on their balcony, watching the sunset over Seoul. Nala rested her head on Joon's shoulder. Do you regret it? He asked quietly. Staying? Choosing this life? She turned and cupped his face. Not for a single second. Even when it was dangerous. Especially then. Because that's when I knew it was real. He kissed her forehead. I was a monster before you. No. You were just a man who forgot how to be human. I just reminded you. Below them, the city lights flickered like hope. Like second chances. Like love that refuses to die. And somewhere in that vast city, another lost soul was finding their way home. Because that's what love does. It brings us back to life.